state of Montana, I have had a wonderful month. People who are very, very kind. Thankful for my cousin and my aunt allowing this trip to happen. Had a blast. Karaoke is very, very popular here. They do it every day. What we're trying to do back home in Athens is trying our best to get karaoke to be a big deal. Thing is, like a lot of college students don't want to do that. We live in a college town. It was so nice. You can end your day and just go sing at night. It's that easy. And that's like the best way to end your day. I sang so much yesterday that there was a state fair going on. It was me, this other woman, and the DJ. We were the only ones singing. And sometimes he would let me sing back to back because no one was singing. That was very fun. I was looking at my cousin as like a form of inspiration to put on myself when I go back home. Like, he's so responsible, and he was doing work and assisting. Like, he had 2 meetings one day. He had one meeting early in the morning, and come back, took me and my aunt to the state fair. Then he had another meeting. And just all around, his responsibility and how he manages himself is very amazing, because someone who is trying to get himself together and learn how to love himself, he does it very, very well. Now, I'm not going to go as far as the other colleges here. That's just responsibility. Watching him, seeing how he carries himself throughout the day, and there's a lot of things that you and him have very common interests, like, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. And, like, he's like, I like that stuff. I like cartoons. I like football games. We both like small cars. Like, we both have the same things when it comes to our pets. It's so fun, so cute. Hearing them talk about the cat, and I'm like thinking to myself, wow, that's funny, because I talk the same way about my dogs and stuff, So it's very nice to be in a family that, I can say those things to, because being around people back home who I have nothing in common with. Being around someone I have something in common with. There's so many common grounds. It just makes this trip seem like it was supposed to happen. Because the month of August is where I set my goal to work on loving myself. It's going to be the first month, and it's going to be tough. But now, it's not going to be that tough anymore. It's really not. Because I did have some moments when I was brief. They were very, very brief. Very brief moments. But I managed to get out of it. the woman I have a big crush on. And, that made me feel better at the end of the day. I didn't go on a full-blown paragraph. I just sent her this, whatever, skip from a bunch of real, because that was what was preventing me from going into an episode. And just me knowing that I could send that out and her to see that was good for me. Giving me that let me set out my emotions. And so I wouldn't text her so much. I texted my other friends, emotional type stuff. And then eventually just kind of I didn't have it anymore. I was learning how to enjoy and it's been a learning experience. So now, really don't think the month of August is going to be that bad as much as I put on because it was all in my head. You gotta really value yourself. That's what I'm learning. Really am learning. This trip was so big at that part. For example, everything I did here, totally selfless. You know, the only thing I bought for myself here, one hat. That's the only souvenir I'm bringing back. Because you know why? I got pictures. I don't need material things. I wanted a hat. Because I'm really getting into hats. Hats are helping me bring out my confidence and everything. So, I bought one hat. But everything else that I bought, souvenirs, I was going to buy. I got my crush. I'm working on her gift bag. Really come up with a surprise. Because I know they ain't good podcast. It's too busy. It's too busy. But when I come back home, really that gift bag of stuff filled with stuff from Montana, stuff that they're known for. She's really going to appreciate that. And I got another gift bag I made for another friend who was there for me through a lot. So I got her some things from Montana, a bunch of stuff from Montana that they get on and stuff. And they helped me through the struggle when the episodes back. Oh yeah. Like they know that I was in a struggle when it came to episodes. And then when the first get that vacation, I got out of whack. They would come in. And my other friends, they just have been so patient with me. One thing thankful I am. So the plan is, I got these wonderful gift bags for them, everything Montana related, and I'm going to write a personal letter for each of them, basically saying how thankful I am that they came in my life and whatnot, and just, vent all that out, because vocally, I don't really know how to speak my emotions, but when it comes to writing, that's no problem. I can really write. And my friend, she really likes detailed things and everything, and I'm working on a song for her when I get back, and she told me that she's very into lyricism, deep meaning with the song, so I'm going to work on a song for her when I get back, and it's going to be a very easy song. I'm actually really excited about writing it. But she likes an in-depth type of, she likes deep songs that have like deep meaning. So I'm going to write one for her. That's going to be fun. But then, also, so those are the two gift bags for them. And then, for my parents, for making the trip possible, and got them t-shirts, other Montana-related things, such as like trees, all that other stuff. Just everything that's known here for Montana. What is known here. And I'm not talking about keychains or magnets. No, that's typical stuff. I'm actually bringing, see, I put a lot of thought in it. And I think what it is that mentality that my caser is embedded in my mind. Like, I didn't waste money on anything. I bought stuff that actually had meaning. Like, a magnet, come on. You're just going to set on the fridge, forget about it. Now, I got some stuff with actual meaning. Like, you're going to be able to taste. Like, I'm talking treats. A lot of things huckleberry related. Huckleberries are very known in this area. You can't get huckleberry flavored stuff anywhere else unless you order it online. I ain't gonna deal with that. Also, got my sister. We're basically her just always backs me up. When it came on my parents' side, she was always there. Trying to help my parents understand what I was going through and whatnot. I got her a t-shirt. Yeah, selfless. I really got nothing for them. I went all out on coffee, I'll tell you that. Coffee. Like I was drinking tons of coffee throughout the day. To be honest, near the end of the day today, I was starting to get paranoid. I got me very annoyed. Like, why? Can't overdo it with coffee. But, it wasn't bad. Just, I know how to do it. Just got out of his apartment and just walked around the city, walked around the stores, listened to music. Nothing was paranoid there. When I called Grandma, picked the phone. My cousin's mom. Come to find out, Grandma didn't even take her previous treatment and medicine yesterday, and she didn't even take it then. I thought she was going to drop the kids on me, but she didn't. I just get pairs on my grandma. The lungs are going to give out if you ain't giving them the support they need. I've been trying to drill that in their head. Every day, at least I'm trying. And that's how I go to sleep at night. I try. Doing everything in the shower. Yeah. So when I go back home, the whole month of August, it's going to be about treating everything doing with myself. I can't depend on anyone else for me. I got to stay strong throughout the month. And then, after August, I can where I'm loved by other people. And then a month after that, things back to love myself. And but I'm just so thankful to have the friends that I got. Without them, even the ones that are working on me, I can't go on way. Long way. But everything seems to get easier. Like, everything seems to get easier each day. And it's like, I love when I think the sign put me for this to happen. I am being made over. This is supposed to happen because the month of August is going to be the month where I basically focus on myself. Because it was like when my sister told me that I accomplished the goals that I had for the year of 2019. And she told me this time that this, the goal that she set, you accomplished it. Still karaoke, still do all that, because that's, treating myself. That's not about cutting that's not. Grandma.
Yeah.
Just so you know, we are live because you called me while I was in the middle of a podcast.
Oh, I did?
But it's fine. Yeah, I don't even remember what I was talking about now. But anyway, I was just reflecting on how this trip was supposed to be. It was supposed to be for me to learn to love myself. Because if you think about it, Grandma, I went all out of my comfort zone to here. Like a whole new world here. I don't know anybody but Nick and my aunt.
Yeah.
Those are the only two people I know here. But I went outside of what I was comforted. I went to karaoke. Like, this is all self-love. I was learning. I was in the process of learning how to love myself.
Good.
Because I know that I wanted to go sing. I knew that I wanted to go, go out and have fun. And I did it. I did it.
Good. You did it.
I think the month of August isn't really going to be that hard.
Good.
Learning to love myself.
That's right.
Because this was practice right here. Because,
Yeah.
Remember the temptation that happened? I don't even know if I spoke about that on the podcast. But yeah, up the road, there was a place where there were dancers, and I didn't go to it. I could have,
Right.
but I didn't, because
Right.
I knew that I had to focus on loving myself, not getting
Right.
love from someone else. So, and I did it. The
Yes,
only
you
thing
did.
that was on my head was my cousin, my aunt, and having a good time. and go sing at night. And I did it.
There you go. Yep.
Like, I'm learning how to, this trip was supposed to happen. Because,
Yep.
Grandma, you know how much you speak about God and everything.
Yeah.
Aunt Elma sent me that letter on Valentine's Day. And this was when I was still, on and off with who.
Yeah.
He knew in the future this was going to be the year. This was going to be the year where I'm not dependent.
Good.
Because don't you think it's amazing how just randomly I said, in the month of August, I'm going to learn how to love myself. In the month of August. And then July was the trip. And August is just right after this.
Yep. That's right.
Yep.
Oh, that's good, James.
Because I knew in June and July I had some severe problems. And the only thing that made sense was just in August, I got to put my foot down and learn to love myself. I got a problem. And, yeah, I'm doing it right now. This is practice. Like, I'm out here walking on my own, talking on the phone.
That's
like,
right.
I don't know this place, and I'm walking around it. Because I have the confidence. And to have confidence, you have to love yourself.
Yeah.
So with this whole trip and me going out completely out of my comfort zone, I walked in that bar. There could have been cliques, I could have been outcasted. I could have been alienated. But I refused to let that happen.
Well, good.
And I made friends. People were so nice to me. And
that's right.
I mean, you heard me on the phone when I walked into that store after I was singing. People were just talking to me like, that felt amazing.
Yeah, it did.
So like, I did something that I would have thought back in the day was impossible. But I did it.
Right.
I pursued it. I stood my ground. And temptation was just up the road. And I stuck my foot down and I said, I will not give in. I'm stronger than that.
Good
and look
for
where I'm
you.
at. And look where I'm at. And also, I was talking on the podcast about everything that I did here. It was completely selfless. Just completely selfless. The only thing that I bought for myself on this trip was a hat. That's all I got.
Oh.
But you know what I did get?
What?
I got a gift bag for my crush. I got a gift bag for my crush's friend. Got a gift bag for her. And, just filled with Montana stuff that, that they would find thoughtful. So this is what Montana people like and all this stuff. Like, there's a bunch of huckleberry stuff. But, I got Mom and Dad. So I got them, my friend, my crush and my friend, a gift bag because of how much they put up with me and helped me through the obstacles that I was stuck on.
Yeah.
Grandma, life is hard. Life is hard, and there are some obstacles, it is literally impossible to walk over some obstacles by yourself. It's impossible. I mean, you can try and try and try, but you have to talk to someone who's gotten over that obstacle in order to help guide you so you don't make the same mistakes that person made.
What obstacle is that, James?
Just learning to love yourself.
Oh, good. Yeah.
It's hard. That is one of the hardest things. and I'm doing it.
You are.
Yep.
And I'm so proud of you.
And I know
so proud of
when I go back home,
you are doing it.
I am. And I'm not going back. I'm not going back. I'm going to continue to look forward. And I'm going to continue accomplishing everything. But yeah, so I got the gift bags for my crush and my friend. Missed them too because they were the first people to really deal with James when he was in his episodes. I mean, I could have got some other stuff for my other friends that I got, but I mean, to be honest, like, they didn't see me at my worst. Like, they really didn't. I remember, like, my friend, when I walked in there and I was having a severe episode, she literally sat me down, talked to me the rest of the night, and
really?
She literally talked me out of what I was battling.
Oh.
And, yeah, so, like, they dealt with severe episode James. So, I think since this vacation was generally a trip to learn how to love myself, I mean, think about it, Grandma. The airplane, going to the airport, I did all that by myself.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, no one was guiding me.
Oh,
I mean, Mom walked me through the first part, but then after that, Grandma, it's a whole gate. Mom can't go to where the flights go. Like, I had to follow the signs. And
James,
yeah.
I am so proud of you.
Yeah, and I had a lot of anxiety at first, but I did it.
You did it.
Yeah.
Praise God.
Yeah.
Praise God, James.
There you go.
You did it.
I did.
Praise the Lord.
And when I got to Chicago, I didn't even have anxiety because I knew that it would be the same stuff I had to do in Atlanta to get to my next destination. So I just did all that. Did the same stuff I did in Atlanta, found out where I had to go, and I just walked, read the signs, and yeah.
Good.
So.
Oh, James, I'm proud of you.
I know. So.
I am so proud of you.
Yep. And, you know.
You're doing it, James.
I know. I did it, and I did. And
yep.
August is going to be a breeze. It's going to be a breeze. And I'm going to learn to love myself. And now I want to make a prediction.
Good.
I'm going to make a prediction because this is how confident I am with my crush. My goal by the end of the year, my goal is to at least take her out on a nice dinner, something like that. That is my goal.
Oh, that would be nice.
That is my goal. And like my caseworker said, I have been accomplishing my goals.
Good.
But my other goal is I'm not going to give up till I have her. Because she's been there. She has been there through the first part of me loving myself. She was the very first one, you know? She helped me from getting scammed and all this stuff, and it was very nice of her. She didn't have to do that. And
that's right.
I want to do everything in my power because she works her butt off each day, and I want to spoil her. And so that's my goal. Just something that simple. I want to take her out for dinner. And I will.
Good.
And I will.
I know you will.
Oh, I know I will. Because I am set on it.
And she'll be appreciative of that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, James, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of myself, too. And thanks, Grandma.
Man,
Like
you have done it.
I have. I'm all the way in Montana. You know how many miles that is from Georgia?
Yeah, plenty.
By myself, like, and of course I got my cousin and
about
my aunt.
3,000 miles?
It's probably more than that, because we're all the way up at the tip-top of the United States on the West Coast.
Oh, are you close to Canada?
Yes. Canada
wow.
is not far from here. Like, it's at the border where we're at.
Oh, wow.
That's why in some parts of Montana here, you'll see Canadian flags. Because
oh, really?
Because they always get people from Canada visiting, because Canada is only a couple miles away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So next to the American flag, they have a Canadian flag.
Oh.
Yep. Man, I did it. This is the first part of loving myself.
Good.
And I am accomplishing it. I befriended the DJ here. He was so nice and showed me a great time, and you know, the hospitality here in Montana is amazing. And I'm just going to keep just stomping on these goals left and right.
Good.
I will. I haven't been obsessive over anything, just myself, you know. And I'm learning that. I'm learning that.
Praise the Lord.
Man, one thing that I'm looking forward to is giving my friend and my crush their gift bags, just to see the look on their face.
Oh, yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah. I can't wait to do that. Like, that's pretty much all I've been thinking about, is just how, because that was extremely selfless. But you know what? At the end of the day, what those women were doing, being there for my emotional needs, it wasn't selfish on their part, because they were literally there for me and to calm me down and stuff. So.
Yep.
See, I'm learning to be selfless. And with being selfless, you gain confidence.
That's right.
That's what I'm learning. And I've pretty much learned that from Montana. Because, you know, Nick, he was being very selfless by allowing me and Aunt Elma to stay at his apartment and to show us a good time. He wasn't focused on himself. See, I'm learning from Nick. I'm learning from him.
Yeah, you are.
And so, instead of me saying, oh, man, I need cuddles and all this stuff, oh, I know the perfect place where I can go and all this stuff. But no, that is selfish behavior. And I kicked that right out the door. I kicked it right out the door. Like, by thoughts. Because you know what? I already have one set place where I can go for that. And I'm not going to do it somewhere else. Like, I'm working on myself. And that was one thing my friends told me before I even came here. They said, James, make sure you enjoy yourself on that vacation.
That's right.
And I have been. And I found out through all of this that being selfless is the way to learn to love yourself.
All right.
That's what I learned in this whole trip.
Good.
Because, for example, the rodeo. Rodeos are just full of animal abuse and all this other stuff. But my aunt never been the one, my cousin's never been the one. So instead of me pitching a fit and throwing a fit about how they're abusing the animals, you know, I just enjoyed my time with my aunt and my cousin. I wasn't focused on the animal abuse.
Oh, James, I'm so proud of you.
See, look at here, Grandma. This is going to sound crazy, but remember how I told you about signs? You know, like higher power looking over me. Grandma, during the rodeo, a wildfire happened. Do you think
a wildfire?
Oh my gosh, I've told you there was a wildfire. Did you already forget?
Oh, yes.
No, you already forgot. No, you already forgot.
No,
anyway,
I get it. Yeah,
don't.
I remember.
But anyway, so there was a wildfire in the distance. Now, someone looking over me already knows I'm not going to enjoy rodeo. I'm not. It's filled with animal abuse. So they put a wildfire in the distance to distract me from what was going on. Because the whole time I was focused on the wildfire. I've never seen a wildfire. Never in my life.
Well, now you did.
But see, can't you see how that was put there as a distraction to distract my brain?
James, God is with you, honey.
Yeah, I know, and he's teaching me how to love myself. That was one of the things that was put there so I can learn to love myself. Because I appreciated the time with my aunt and my cousin that I wasn't paying attention to the animals being abused and how they were treated. I was focusing on the wildfire.
That's right.
I don't know, man. Like, all these signs just keep adding up and adding up. Like, this year has been one of the best years ever because I'm learning so much about myself. And
good.
Making this big trip by myself for the first portion and everything. Yep. I swallowed my anxiety. I was completely selfless because James would not want to go out of state. James wouldn't want to do that. But to please my aunt and to please my cousin, I kicked all those selfish needs out the door, and I just proceeded.
Oh, praise God.
Life, what I've learned is life is about being selfless. When you can learn to be selfless, because you know what, Grandma? You know what, Grandma? The whole time I was buying gifts and stuff, I haven't checked my bank. I haven't. But you know what? I'm not even worried about it because everything my caseworker has taught me was constantly playing in my brain.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'm not going to deal with money for the time being till I get back and everything. And then watch. Whenever I feel this way, something comes up. And corrects. Because my parents said that they're already going to help me with the rent this year because of it's my birthday present. And whatever money that I have to help them with, they'll add on to what needs to be done to pay that rent.
Good.
But
oh, I'm so glad. Oh, James, you make my heart feel good.
That's good.
You make my heart feel good.
Yeah.
I am so proud of you. You've come a long way.
Yep.
You've come a long way, James.
I have.
From that reclusive boy that used to stay in your room all the time to someone that's becoming a social butterfly.
Yep. I've came a long way, and I'm going to keep going a long way. And this selfless mentality, I'm going to live my every day like that.
Good.
That's how you find happiness, through selflessness. If you can be selfless, you'll have a fun time.
That's right.
You learn to love yourself by being selfless.
Yep.
But I've learned so much this year about myself, and I'm just beyond thankful. Just beyond thankful. I mean, even the DJ, like, when I was there, you know, I was requesting songs. Now, he told me at the end of the day he made a joke saying, man, you're making me spend all my money. I'm like, what do you mean? And he says, well, a lot of the songs you requested, I had to buy some of them. And I was like, really? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, so I went to go sing one of the songs, but I guess I requested a lot of songs that had to be bought, but he bought them. That was completely selfless.
Nice?
That was selfless on his part because he saw me having a good time.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing. Like when I spoke to them, they had the state fair going on. And see, this is what I mean, Grandma, all the signs of God watching over me, or higher power watching over me.
That's
the
right,
state fair
is.
was put on the week of me coming down here. And I found where to go karaoke. And guess what?
You go.
3 people singing. Me, a woman, and the DJ. Because everyone was at the state fair. And I got to see the DJ be completely selfless. He wanted to see me have a good time. And I told him, I said, man, I really love when karaoke's like this. When like nobody's here. Because I get to sing the whole time. And he was like, yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm glad you're having fun. But it hurts me.
James.
The DJ told me it hurts me when it's slow like that, but I'm glad you're having fun. And he made sure that I had a wonderful time.
Good.
He didn't have to buy those songs, but he did.
He did because you were having a good time.
Yeah. So see all these signs that just kept happening for me to learn from?
Yep.
Like, wow.
You know what, James? That's the Holy Spirit moving in your life.
There you go. And you know what? When I get back home, I'm going to write that DJ a long letter explaining
you are?
What an amazing guy he is and how good things are going to come his way for him doing that.
Good.
Because, I learned a lot of communication stuff from him, too. Like, his communication skills are amazing. And you know what I learned from him? Is, when I was hanging out with him, I was more quiet. Like, I just listened. But Grandma, he would send something out and, lure me in the conversation by saying, like, he's like one of the guys was like, yeah, I'm thinking about singing. And he's like, yeah, a lot of people sing, so yeah, you should definitely do it. And he pointed at me and said, I know I got this guy, he's going to definitely put in some songs. Like, that was his way of luring me in the conversation to talk, because I told him, like, up front that I'm really bad at communicating, but karaoke's actually helped me to fight fight and learn how to communicate. And this guy who has the confidence, the perfect confidence, he was very polite by constantly throwing things in the conversation for me to jump in. And eventually the guy that he was talking to, he ended up having his arm around me, talking like we were buddies. Like, he acted like he knew me. Of course, he was drunk, but he's like, man, I didn't even see you there. How's it going, man? Good to see you. I don't know this guy. I just came in from Georgia.
Really?
Yeah, he thought I was from California.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. But he talked to me like I was his long-lost friend. And it was so fun. But just how I wanted to go to his karaoke tonight, but he wasn't DJing at the one that I went to yesterday. He's DJing across town, so I didn't want Nick to be responsible for me. Plus, we're leaving tomorrow, so. But I'm definitely going to keep in touch with him, because he
what
really.
What time are you leaving tomorrow?
6 in the morning.
Oh, 6 in the morning.
Or Grandma in the morning, because Grandma gets up at 6 in the morning every day.
I'm usually up at 6.
But yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from Aunt Elma.
Good. Oh, I am so proud of you, James.
Yeah.
You don't know. You make my heart feel good.
Good.
Oh, James, you're wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
And you know what? I pray blessings on you. And the blessings are coming.
Thanks.
And they're coming, and the Holy Spirit is leading you and guiding you.
Thanks.
And you know what? Pray blessings on that DJ.
Oh, I will. I'm going to write him a huge letter and everything, just letting him know.
Yeah.
All that. Because, I mean, that dude was super cool. Like, he didn't have to do any of that. I'm just a regular old dude, you know. But seeing that selfless mentality and him setting that example, like, he probably didn't know how much money he was coughing up. But you know what, at the end of the day, because that's one thing I learned from my friend who's, you know, actually helped me with, you know, cuddling and stuff. Like, I would just give her, you know, the amount for just, you know, a short period of time. But she didn't even want to go back to work sometimes. And, you know, I got my money's worth out of it. And one thing she always told me was, sometimes it's not all about the money, James. It's not all about the money.
There you go.
And you know, just her wanting my love and cuddles and, like, that she didn't even want to go back to work, like, so, and learning that it's not even all about the money. You know, just hearing that from her. Like, she would rather lose some money and just spend time with me than, you know, go back out there. And that's an amazing feeling that someone would sacrifice that. But to be honest, that's completely selfless behavior.
That's right. Oh, James, you make my day.
There you go.
You make my day, Mr. Holmes.
There you go.
You make my day.
Yeah,
I am so proud of you. I am so happy for you. And God is with you. The Holy Spirit is guiding you in the name of Jesus. And you're going to accomplish much.
Oh, yeah. I already see it because I'm standing my ground. But, yeah, I learned so much from Aunt Elma and Nick. A lot of the things, you know, that my mama was getting on to me about, you know, about how I dress and, you know, how I'm always doing stuff on my days off. And instead of, you know, breaking stuff I'm passionate about to go spend time with mom and dad and all that stuff, like Aunt Elma, like, believe it or not, my parents could learn a lot from her. Because you know what? When I was out going singing, Aunt Elma wasn't complaining about, oh, James ain't here. You know, we hardly ever see him. You know, he's out there singing and, you know, following his hobby and stuff. See, when I do that back home, my mom says, James, one of these days you have to grow up. You have to shake out of your hobbies and stuff and all this stuff.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, James, you're going to have to stop writing these songs. You're going to have to stop writing. Like, you're going to have to sometime grow up. But no, Aunt Elma, you know what she was doing?
Writing?
Because I write songs.
Yeah, continue it.
Yeah, and that's what Aunt Elma was telling me. Because I was telling her about, you know, what mom said about how I don't spend enough time with them. And Aunt Elma says, well, you live all the way in another city, and, you know, it's good to follow your hobbies and stuff because as you get older, a lot of people her age, and she said this is one reason why a lot of people die, you know, at, like, a young age, and they're not living, like, far, because that's the mentality society is teaching people. Spend time at home. Spend time at home. You don't need anything. You're not moving. Like, you're sitting on a couch watching TV and being reclusive. Like Aunt Elma told me, James, you keep doing that art. You keep writing. Like, no matter what anyone tells you, you keep following your passion. Because you see, she let me go to karaoke and everything. She wasn't arguing with me saying, James, you know, she didn't say, you know, James, the past few nights, you've been singing karaoke, and I'm kind of disrespected. I bought you this ticket and, all this stuff, and I hardly see you, and at night you choose to go sing karaoke instead of staying here with us and watch a movie and stuff. Like, no, you know what Aunt Elma said?
What?
She was like, she just kept saying, she told me like this morning, she was like, yeah, you came in pretty late. Is that a dog? I think that's a dog. Okay. Thought I was going to have to choke a dog out.
Uh-oh.
I've always wondered what... That's just what I thought. Is he looking for his dog? They're trying to get their dog. Which is good. Because, like, I already maneuvered how I would do that, like, in a sense of where if I get attacked by a dog or something, like, I already know how I would maneuver it. I go straight for a choke, right on the throat, and just choke it till it goes to sleep.
Oh.
That's what I would do. I've already played that out in my mind when I used to be very paranoid.
Yeah.
Ouch. Yeah, I've already played that out. But anyway, that's off subject. But anyway, so, yeah, Aunt Elma said, the first thing she said was, she was like, in the morning, she was like, James, you came home pretty late, And Nick was saying, where's James at? He's not here yet. And she just smiled and laughed and said, oh, I bet he's putting on a good show for those people. I bet he's having the time of his life. Completely selfless behavior. Completely selfless behavior.
Oh, man, that's wonderful.
That's what I learned from her, completely selfless behavior.
That's right.
She was not being selfish. See, and that's what I mean. My mom can learn a whole lot from Aunt Elma.
Oh, yeah.
Because my dad don't pressure me about, having to spend time with them or anything. Like, no, Dad wants me to have... Oh, yeah, my dad, he don't pressure me to, This dog is so cute. This dog is just going out on an adventure. The owner keeps whistling for it, and the dog is just walking around the parking lot. So cute. I kind of want to go over there and pet the dog. Excuse me, monsieur, may I pet your doggy? But, yeah, it's completely selfless behavior. And that I learned from Aunt Elma, because me coming back late, like, one thing that's on my head was, oh gosh, I'm never going to hear the end of it, because that's the mentality that Mom has. That would be that was the first thing she said when she was driving me to the airport. She was like, James, I hardly ever see you. And I'm like, well, Mom, I work a lot. And she said, but James, you work a full-time job just like anyone else. You got 2 days off. And she makes it sound like I had to spend those 2 days off at their house instead of pursuing hobbies and pursuing... Like, Grandma, I live all the way in another city. Aunt Elma understands that. What are you going to say?
I know.
Aunt Elma understands. What were you going to say? I want to hear what you were going to say.
Well, your mom just wants to spend time with you, because I know how that feels when your children are grown adults and they don't spend time with you like they used to. And it's kind of sad, because you yearn for that time
but the thing
to
is,
be
Grandma,
with your children.
I'm out performing. I'm out doing all this. My mom and dad have not even seen me perform.
Oh.
They've never seen me perform. Nothing.
Well, invite her.
I have.
Oh, you have?
Yep. Their excuse is it's a work night.
Oh.
But But I mean, Aunt Elma understands, so there's no excuse there. Because
Yeah.
you have to be completely selfless. You know, instead of saying, why don't they visit me? Why don't they do this? You know, I don't see them enough. That's selfish behavior. That is selfish behavior. Instead,
Well, you know, Nick is doing what he's been called to do. And I bet he don't spend that much time with his mother.
no, because he's following
Very
his
often.
dreams. And you know what? His parents are selfless, just like Aunt Elma.
Really?
Instead of yes, Grandma, they support Nick 100% and want him to follow what he's pursuing. And Aunt Elma said at first it was not all, you know, a breeze for him. He had to work his butt off to get where he is today.
That's right.
And
I bet he did.
That goes for writing too. There was an artist that Aunt Elma knew. He didn't get a lot of support from his family either. Aunt Elma was his only support, and she was his counselor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you know what? He ended up becoming a big artist.
Really?
Yeah.
See?
So that mentality of why don't they come visit me? They never come and visit me. That's selfish behavior. Why can't you just say, wow, you know, I never see them. I bet they're having a great time. I bet they're really showing life who's boss. Instead of saying, you never come and see me, or just constantly, I never see you. That's selfish.
Well, Tony and his family are in San Diego today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're in San Diego.
When they do that?
They were gonna meet up with Deanna.
Oh, yeah?
Nick's aunt.
Yeah.
His mother's sister, Deanna.
Yeah.
They were going to meet up with her because her and her husband are living in San Diego.
Yeah. But I mean, do you even see what I'm saying, though?
Yes, I
that
do.
That type of mentality is selfish.
I am proud of you.
Like seeing how Aunt Elma and how the stuff that I can't conversate with my parents because I'm going to get drilled at. I spoke to Aunt Elma about it, and she told me, James, I don't want you to listen to anyone who is trying to stop you from your writing. I don't want you to listen to them. James, you follow your dreams. You continue to do that. Because at the end of the day, you only get 2 days off. And you're only in your 20s once. You're only in your 30s once. Grandma, listen, my parents had to grow up quick. Because you know what? They messed up. That's on them. I haven't messed up.
Amen.
I have no kid. So something tells me, like, because they had to grow up quick, I have to grow up quick. But I didn't make the mistake to have a kid. I didn't make a mistake to do any of that. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have any of that. So that gives me more time to know myself, to know my talents, to know all that stuff. I know what I'm good at, and I'm continuing to pursue that by going to open mic every Monday to perform my work.
All right.
As you can see, what I have learned is to be completely selfless. Completely selfless.
That's right.
And that's what I mean. Like, my mom can learn so much from Aunt Elma. And I know it would probably kill her to hear that. But it's true.
You know what? Pray for your mom.
Like, if Aunt Elma is mature enough to understand that you have one life on this planet Earth, why should you sacrifice your only 2 days instead of following your passion or something, or following what you're passionate about? Why should you have to break that schedule and grow up? You know?
Yeah.
I haven't made any mistakes. I don't have no kids. I've never done drugs. I don't drink.
Good for you.
Why can't I enjoy my life?
I'm so proud of you, James, for all that.
Yeah.
I mean, really, James, you've come a long way.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. It's only going to get easier from here because you know what? I learned from Aunt Elma. And you know what? To say if something is to come up, you know, where my mom constantly says that, I will bring up, Mom, when I was on vacation, I spoke to Aunt Elma about this stuff to get her advice on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'll bring that up, like, because my mom can learn a lot from Aunt Elma. Even though Aunt Elma's never been a mother or anything, or grandma, she knows her stuff. I'm not even kidding.
She's counseled lots of kids.
Yes. And like with whatever my mom's going through right now, with this whole, James, I don't see you all the time, all this stuff. When I was over at their house, they never saw me. I was always in my room.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, there's no difference.
Yeah.
The only difference is I'm not in my room. I'm not in that household.
Yep.
But my mom can learn a lot from Aunt Elmo. Life is about being selfless, not selfish. And I've learned that on this trip. And that is how you learn to love yourself, being selfless. So, you know, like for example, when I'm really missing my crush and I'm saying, man, I don't know why she ain't texting me back or something like that. That is selfish behavior. She's probably asleep. She's probably at her second job or something like that. She's probably she's probably out having a good time. But me dwelling on it, that's selfish behavior. The whole point of life is to be selfless.
That's right.
So my mom knows what I'm doing on my days off. Like, why can't she say, wow, you know, it's going on 7 o'clock, and I hope James has a really good writing prepared for those people tonight. Instead of saying, you know, I didn't see him this week. I'm going to talk to him about that next time I see him. And for my mom, a part of growing up is accepting the fact that you got to go visit your parents on your only 2 days off. Like, I can understand periodically visiting them, like I do.
Yeah.
It's not every week. You know, sometimes my friends want me to meet up with them so I can do a writing. But what my mom's not saying is, you know, James never had friends where he did that stuff. I'm proud of him. Like, no, I get
But now
drilled.
you do have friends.
Now I do, yeah. But I get drilled at the end of the day because I'm not going back to my past person who always abided by my parents. I did that. Already. And
I know you did.
I went through a big identity crisis because my parents were making decisions. They were putting what I needed to do to the point to where I didn't have any control. Like, I always depended on them. Like, why would you want to do that to your son? Like, it's understandable when they're growing up, but to continue to do that and then complain, you know, you're still living in my house and all this stuff. But it's like,
well, you're not anymore.
Not. It's like, why don't you teach me how to leave your house? Like, I don't know. Like they think,
talking about your house, is your house secure?
What do you mean?
Nobody will break in, right?
Why would someone break in?
I don't know.
That's paranoia. I don't care what someone breaks in my house.
Oh.
That's their fault. There ain't nothing in my house anyway.
Okay, James.
What, do you say that when you leave your house?
I love you so much.
What, do you say that when you leave your house?
That what, honey?
Yeah, when you leave your house?
No,
I've only been gone a freaking week.
Yeah, I know.
Why would you think someone's going to break in my house? Other than maintenance. Maintenance might go in my house. Oh, but that's breaking and entering. Wow, I need to complain. I'm going to complain to my apartment and say, maintenance better not have went in my apartment because that's breaking and entering. According to you, it is. But yeah, that's another thing, Grandma. Don't be paranoid on life.
Yeah, I know.
What you just thought was paranoia. That's negative. I locked my door. I did everything I was supposed to. Why would someone mess with me? What did I do to that person? What did I do to that person to make them want to break in my house?
Well, God is protecting you.
Well, there you go. Why'd you have to get paranoid if God's protecting me?
I don't know.
Huh? Are you questioning God?
No.
It sure sounds like it because you got paranoid. You got paranoid, Grandma.
Yeah, I did.
You were questioning him. But yeah, I've learned a lot from Aunt Elma in that life is about being selfless.
I'm so glad that you got so much out of this trip,
Yep.
James.
Because I was learning it as a teaching tool. I was watching Nick and how he carries himself, and you know, they like how I dress. Nick said it's way better than James, who's dressed in black all day. Like,
that's right.
Why are my parents making such a big deal out of it? Because they want me to grow up. Like, that's like Dad pressuring me to have a grandkid. It's like, excuse you? Do you not see the mental state I'm in? And you want me to have a kid? It's like, just because you and Mom had a kid at a young age, why should I? Like, I saw what y'all went through at a young age. I don't want to go through that.
That's right.
And then Dad tries to hit us with a guilt trip saying, you know, might not be living too long, so some grandkids would be nice. And it's like, and he always does that on the holidays too. And then Mom goes off on him. See, I don't want to go through any of that. Like, that's what I mean. I saw how my parents argued and all stuff, and it's just like, come to find out there was a whole bunch of stuff that was going on when me and George were kids that just, it was just between Mom and him, and they had a lot to correct to get where they're at today. But I don't want to go through any of that, especially when I found out. Like, I don't want to go through any of that. Like, pretty much my parents' relationship, they made it work. It worked for them. But to be honest, Grandma, if you think about it, it was rushed. Think about it.
Yeah.
It was rushed. I came out of nowhere. Mom was, what, 18?
19.
19, yeah. And Dad automatically thought, I never grew up with a dad. I don't want that kid to go through what I went through. I'm going to be there for him. Like,
that's right.
It was rushed. Like, it was completely rushed because of me.
Well, you were a blessing.
I was. But I wish my parents would see it as that, though. Like, wow, James made it all the way to... Wait, let me talk.
Okay.
But I want them to say, wow, James made it to 28 and he still don't have a kid yet. I'm proud of him. Like, why don't I get that? Wow, James is 28. He's never touched drugs. I'm proud of that.
That's
James
right.
is 28. He don't have any substance abuse problems. He don't smoke. He don't do any of that. I'm proud of that. Why don't I ever get that?
James.
Wait, though, why don't I ever get that? Like everything that my parents went through, they're not putting it together that I didn't make mistakes that they made because I learned from them.
That's right.
I haven't rushed into any relationships. I've hardly even had a relationship. But what do? I get penalized for it. Mom tells me, James, you really need to get a girlfriend. Like, they constantly pressure me to rush into things because they had to rush into something. But just because they had to rush into a relationship and stuff, why should I? Like, you should want your kids to learn from what you and Dad experienced. Why would you wish that same outcome for them? Like my dad pressuring me about grandkids when I'm not even financially stable. It's kind of like, oh, you want a kid to grow up in a messed up household? Excuse you?
Well, I think you're financially stable.
I am. All right. Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna have a kid.
No.
You're right, Grandma. I'm financially stable.
No,
you're right. No, you're right. Nope, you're right.
Kid.
Nope, you're right. I am financially stable.
James,
Financially stable.
I didn't say have a kid.
But you said I'm financially stable when I'm not. Even my caseworker knows I'm not. But you know better than my caseworker. You know better than all that. Like, you know that I am financially. So you know what? Come Monday, I'm going to go see my caseworker, and I'm going to say, my grandma said I'm financially stable. So I don't think we need to work on money management anymore.
Oh, no, don't tell her that.
No, I am, because you know. You know. Grandma, how can you say I'm financially stable with all the mess ups I've done, spending all this cash? Like, I'm financially stable, though.
Well, you're okay.
No,
For
you're
one
right.
thing, you're not going hungry.
No, but
You
you're
got
right,
a roof
though.
over your head.
Exactly. That's
You got a car.
Grandma. But that's just called I'm getting by. I'm getting by. That's it.
Well, you're responsible.
No, I'm learning from my caseworker on how to make better choices with my money, so I profit from what I'm doing. But other than that, Grandma, getting by is not making profit on what I do.
Oh, okay.
You know what getting by is? You know what the definition of getting by is?
What?
You just have enough money to get what you get, and then you zero your account out.
Oh.
But that's financially stable, in your opinion. That's financially stable. That's financially stable, in your opinion. So, am I right or am I right?
You're right.
No, you're right. You're right. Because
No, you're right.
But wait, though, if you can zero your account out, each payday, when you should be technically, someone who is financially stable, they should at least have $100, $200, $300, $400 in the bank each month. It should be adding up. Why is it getting to zero? You're not asking your question why it's getting to zero. But in my grandma's definition, that's financial stability.
I'm wrong.
No, you're right. As long as you're zeroing your account out, that's financially stable.
No, I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're right. So I'm going to go to my caseworker. I'm going to tell her. I'm going to tell her about this conversation. Yes, I am. I'm going to tell her about this conversation. And I'm going to be like, yeah, my grandma said that this is financially stable. So I don't think we need to work on money management much. just help with the episodes every now and then. As long as I'm zeroing my account out each month and I'm not profiting from anything, I'm financially stable in my grandma's opinion. Oh, and guess what? I'm thinking about having a kid. Yeah, my grandma says I'm financially stable now, so I think that would be the best bet. You know what that's going to lead me down, Grandma? You know what that's going to lead me down? It's going to lead me down to food stamps. I'm still going to have money problems. I'm not working on it. But in your opinion, wait, in your opinion, though, that's financially stable.
James, I was wrong.
No, you were right.
No, don't take me serious.
I'm taking you
It
serious.
was wrong.
So why would you say that I'm financially stable?
Because that's what I was thinking.
Wait a minute, bro. Didn't I tell you when my bank was in the negatives before?
Yeah.
Oh.
What?
You said I was financially stable. Someone who's financially stable, their bank never hits the negatives. Oh, man. So if your bank hits the negative sometimes, you're still financially stable. Am I correct?
No,
No, you're right.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not. I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not.
You just said, no, I'm not. Wait a minute, I don't even remember what we're talking about.
James, are you still on the podcast?
Yes, I am.
Oh, I think
I'm still on the podcast.
well, I think you should. You've been on there a while now.
It's going to be a long episode. But according to my grandma, that's the definition of financial stability.
No. Don't even take that serious.
See, the thing is, Grandma, I'm not taking it serious. I know you're wrong.
Well, praise God.
Because, Grandma, if I were to listen to your definition of being financially stable, I'm not profiting from anything. My caseworker is helping me manage my money so I don't get in the negatives, and so I have cushion in my bank. Like, I'm not financially stable. I know that. What is that? What is this? What is this? Okay. But I know I'm not financially stable. But for you to even say that I'm financially stable, I was yelling in this parking lot so that everyone in the complex knows I'm not financially stable. But if anything, all these people are probably like, hey, I hear you, buddy. I'm just getting by too. Because this is a college campus. Like, everyone's just getting by. And that's what I was doing. But luckily I got a caseworker who is helping me manage my money and to make mature choices with my money. Financial stability means you should have some cushion after you pay your rent.
Yeah.
Let's say your rent's like $800. You should have a couple hundred or more in your bank account after paying rent. How often do you zero your account?
Oh, probably every month, probably.
See, so for you, that's financial stability. Am I right?
Yeah, for me.
No, Grandma, that's called getting by.
Oh, getting by.
If you're zeroing your account out each week, you're getting by.
Each month.
Yeah, if you're zeroing your account each month, you're just getting by. That means you're not profiting off anything. You got enough to get your necessities, and then that's it. You don't have hobby money, but Grandma, you're retired.
Yeah.
You're talking to someone who's working.
Yeah.
I mean, someone who don't have kids, not married. I don't have pets. I have all the time in the world to find stability. I'm lucky enough to have a caseworker. You know, and if things keep going the way they're going, it's going to be full of success because you know what? I haven't made any mistakes in my life. Because if I made mistakes, like if I was in Dad's shoes and I had a kid at a young age, I probably would have never got the mental help I needed.
Well, I'm glad you're getting help.
But think about that. If I was in Dad's shoes and I had a kid at 19 or whatever, I probably would have never, ever got the help I needed. Because I would have too much time. I would be supporting a kid, or probably another kid, a wife or whatever, because everything was rushed.
Well, your mom was 19 and your father was in his 20s.
It don't matter. I think you're missing the point.
What's that?
I didn't do that. I had all the time in the world to find myself, to realize I was mentally ill. I needed to get help. Like, I matured.
Yep.
Because I didn't have any responsibilities. But anyway, yeah, this podcast is going on long, so I'm going to shut the podcast off. Do you got anything you want to advertise?
Well, Jesus is Lord, and Dunkin' Donuts here in Decatur has iced coffee.
There you go.
And I usually buy a mocha iced coffee.
There you go.
Decaf with 2 Splendas.
There you go.
And 5 creams.
There you go.
And between 1 o'clock in the afternoon and 6 o'clock in the evening, they're $1.
There you go.
And for a large.
There you go.
And so it comes to $1.21.
There you go.
Yep.
You can't beat that. So everyone who made it this far, whoever's listening right now, stop what you're doing. Go to Dunkin' Donuts. Get a coffee just how my grandma said to prepare it, and you'll have the best coffee that you've ever had in your entire life.
Oh yes, I love the iced mocha coffee.
There you go. And
I also would like to advertise Louisiana hot sauce. Louisiana hot sauce is the best hot sauce. It gives the food flavor.
There you go.
A little bit of a kick.
There you go. But it's not too hot. It's what?
And it gives the food flavor.
No, it's not too hot. It's
spicy.
Why are you doing that now? You used to say it's not too hot. It's just right. Because that's the second time you've done that. That's the second time you've done that. You said it's not hot. It's spicy. Like that don't make any sense.
Okay, it's just right.
No, you can't change your answer.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I want to advertise the state of Montana. If you've never been here, come and visit. The people are very nice. Specifically, visit the Great Falls area. It's a nice town known for their karaoke and casinos. And then also they got a bunch of mountains here and wildlife and stuff. So